let's end off with this little bit of news about Health Canada and pesticides that they're talking about
Yeah.
allowing more glyphosate. Do I have that word right? Uh,
Glyphosate.
glyphosate in
Glyphosate.
glyphosate in foods. Now, there seems to, not
It's banned in
surprisingly,
many cities, but Health Canada has other plans for farmers. Yeah.
there seems to be no, like many of these issues, two sides of the table. If some of the farmers are saying it's fine, others are saying that's not a great thing. What's your perspective on the broader issue?
Well, I mean, I think city dwellers underappreciate the risk that farmers have to deal with. It's complicated out there, and they often look at their lawns the same way as they look at wheat fields and
Right.
canola fields. I mean,
Right.
it's not. Stakes are different. I mean, completely different.
Yeah.
And so I actually do trust Health Canada on this one. I think they're actually making the right move. Um, let's face it, our growing season is much shorter than other places around the world. In order to make sure that our agriculture remains competitive,
Mhm.
you want to make sure that farmers are tooled appropriately. And genetic engineering is a thing. It's something that really will play a huge role because of climate change for farmers. I mean, we need more research. We need
Yeah.
more genetic engineering, and with that comes a portfolio of different products like herbicides and fungicides and chemicals that you
Mm.
need in order to increase yields. Alternatives are actually sometimes more poisonous than the infamous Roundup.
Mm.
And so I'm a little bit concerned by the lack of information that a lot of people have. People love to hate Roundup
Yeah.
without really knowing why. They just don't like Monsanto. They don't like Roundup, and they want it to be as far. They want to stay away from these products as much as possible. But
Mm.
when you look at human risk, and Health Canada has done a pretty good job evaluating human risk related to glyphosate, risks are minimized
Mm.
uh, immensely when used. The one thing I would note, though, is that there is abuse. I mean, farmers tend to spray everything all the time, and with precision agriculture, you tend to be more
Mm.
responsible and spray more strategically where it's needed. And I think
Mm.
more and more farmers are starting to do that.
Well,
Uh,
and you would think so because of the economics, just how much
yeah,
Roundup or
and they'll
whatever.
save money too. Yeah,
Right. I
absolutely.
mean, there seems to be an economic incentive to use less of anything like that, just from
Yeah.
how much
The other thing
barrels
I
you're
would
going to buy.
note, though, and so we need to be careful with how we deal with
Mm.
glyphosate, is that environmental risks are still somewhat unknown, unlike human risks. So it's
Oh, I
not
see.
cancerous.
Yeah.
In fact, in June, Europe actually has published, Europe of all places,
Mm.
has published a report stating that glyphosate is not cancerous. Unlike other products that other reports that we've seen in North America,
Mm.
which led to this confusion, and that's why a lot of people are concerned and are afraid of
Mm.
glyphosate. Now, the environmental risk, we still have a lot of work to do in terms of evaluating environmental risk related to glyphosate. That's the one thing I would note.
Mm.
Health Canada's endorsement has nothing to do with
With
the
that
environment.
side, yeah. I mean, it reminds me
Yeah.
of the DDT, right? I mean, DDT
Yeah.
was outlawed because it was, amongst other things, thinning out eggs of owls or hawks or something,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it was more the
So
environmental.
it's a win for farmers, but it's not like an outright win.
Right. Well,
So yeah,
it's a
and
long line.
frankly, with everything with Health Canada, Environment Canada, they'll continue to evaluate the situation
Mm.
because the technologies used by farmers are going to change as a result of climate change, as a result of research. So you constantly have to evaluate risks all the time. So, yeah, consultations are over
Hmm.
as of July 20th, but not the research.
Yeah. Interesting.